Well, welcome to this third topic of humanity in the 21st century. Today we're going to look at a really interesting idea, time and change. And we believe that it's really quite vital for people to understand just where we fit in the whole schema of time from the Big Bang to the present. Humans really evolved very recently in terms of Earth's evolution. Very recently indeed. We've only been progressing to the point where we can be very dangerous over a very short period of time. We need to have a better understanding of these time sequences if we're really going to be thinking into the future. So here we go, topic 3, past and present. And what I'll do is first of all look at the notes and resources and activities you've got for today, and towards the end I want to bring you back to working on your e-portfolios. Alright, notes and resources and activities, past and present. I've made the point here, time's really a very hard thing to understand. We think we understand it, but we're only human. Can we really comprehend time? And if so, do we see it in the same way? Is this important? And do we need to understand time better if we're going to fit into the future? The sorts of questions you'll be asking yourselves are understanding cosmological time. We're now talking in terms of billions of years, Earth time billions of years, the age of mammals, well, millions of years, the age of humans, thousands of years, and the more recent, very short period of time where humans have totally dominated this planet, a tiny piece of history. Okay, that's what we should be thinking about. That's as a species level. At the same time, it's sort of interesting to think about how do you as an individual think about time? What's it mean to you? How does it contribute to your identity, to your well-being? And then we have to start thinking about how time drives society. And can we harness time to promote human and well futures? A later topic, which I think is quite fascinating, is could a sense of time be one distinguishing feature of the human condition, of the human psyche? This we might touch on today, but primarily we'll leave that to another topic. So let's get to the nitty-gritty. I want to ask 3 questions. You need to have a good understanding of cosmological time up to the present. You need to have an idea of what is the difference between hunter-gatherer time and modern human citizen time, and what about your own time? I've brought this out a little bit more in the notes. The first thing we'd like you to do in your portfolios is to really get a good grip of these major points in time. Okay? Very important. The big events. Not too many of them. You'll find the events in Wikipedia, not a problem. For your activity, we'd like you to develop a table or your own one-page script or diagram that just locates these major issues or major events in your own understanding of time. Only you can do it. Don't just copy someone else's. Create it yourself. That's the way you'll remember it. Now, at the same time, sorry, I'm just looking for my a little diagram I did. This is something you can call up from your Moodle. I did this last night. It helps me. I wrote down some major points in time: the Big Bang, mammals, civilization, web, which has only been going for around 20 years. And I tried to portray this in terms of cosmological time. You can see the Big Bang happened 14 billion years ago. In that scale, you really can hardly see where humans even evolved. If you look at human time, 200,000 years, really, we've only had civilization for a very short period. Nuclear bombs hardly even appear as an idea, and the web not at all. It's only when you get very close to where we are now that you can actually see things like when did nuclear armaments begin, when did the web begin, and in fact it's only the last 200 years you can see this. Compare and contrast that little diagram with that diagram there, and you can see why we are particularly perturbed that time is a thing humans don't understand too well, but yet they must. Okay, that's time perspectives. Second thing we'd like you to do is think about how people saw time at different periods. Try to imagine you're a hunter-gatherer. What would time mean to you? You certainly didn't have a watch. You probably didn't worry about 24 hours. You did worry about waking and sleeping. You did worry about death and life. You might have worried about seasons, not much more. You wouldn't have thought about the future because it was consistent. You probably had very, very dim appreciation of the past. Think about that. Think about what it was like for a peasant farmer 4,000 years ago, or indeed a peasant farmer of today. Do they see time differently? Think about an urban dweller of today, perhaps you, totally dominated by time. You've got a watch, you've got a, what do you call it, one of those little mobile phones. Every minute of the day seems precious, and yet could it be that that very preciousness of every minute means you don't really appreciate time? What we'd like you to do is think about that and post some ideas to the 4 threads that I've developed for the topic forum, and see what way each see how you each think about it. I think you'll learn a lot. Then finally, I'd like to suggest you write a half page to a page into your e-portfolio about your own views on time, your personal time, whether you feel harassed, whether you don't, how do you spend your time, etc. And also think a little bit about the way society thinks about time. Do we think about time of the future enough? Okay, that covers today in very broad outline. In addition, I really want to urge that this week you get stuck into your portfolios, you get stuck into the forum discussions, very important, but also really try hard to make a start on your e-portfolio. If you look up the study guide at the very beginning of this, this Moodle outline, you'll find that we are actually assessing you on your weekly activities. Haven't worried up to now, but as from next week we certainly will do, and e-portfolio is where we're looking for evidence of your activity. Today hopefully we'll also get on to the project work. Okay, that about covers it. Let's go back to this point. Right back to welcome to humanity in the 21st century. Go back to your study guide, check things out. I'll also make sure that by this week you will know how to get into your e-portfolio. You've already been told, but I haven't seen much activity there. You'll be able to get into that and really start moving around. To give you a very brief idea, I'm just going to show you my e-portfolio. Generally, you'll have a front page, and you can generate whatever you like on that front page, a welcome, whatever. I've got a little picture I took in Bangladesh many years ago. It inspires me to think about the way humans live. This will be your front page. You can edit it, do whatever you like with it, but then you'll go on to your first year. And in your first year, that is where you're starting to fill in the pages of your weekly activities, etc. But I think I'll stop there. We'll discuss that more in the tutorial, and I'll make a special little video cam to describe how to do that better. So at this stage, I'll say goodbye and work hard. Cheers.